My days working hard on the go with the hand on the clock, keep spinning too slow. I can't wait to shoot the shit with the good brother tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? This is not really a new show or installment or anything. This is something out of the blue on a Wednesday. It is Hump Day. I am Josh Lopez, the student game of professional wrestling. You can follow me at Twitter at Notorious Shashi. You see the title of this particular video. It's called "Shooting the Shit" with the good brother Ronnie Starts. Ronnie, of course, has been on this YouTube channel a lot over the past year, and Ronnie's a good brother, and he's from the Pennsylvania area. He's a former professional wrestler. He makes some sporadic appearances sometimes on these type of talk shows, but I've learned a lot about the business and from Ronnie, and he's a really cool guy, and I consider him a really good friend. And he actually reached out to me yesterday to see if he wanted to be a part of my show, and I should have told them in advance, but I started pre-recording the podcast now on GarageBand on Tuesdays. I decided to take the show off of YouTube Live once uh, since when Adam left the show. So I was like, you know what, I got to change things up. I got to pre-record it. And Ronnie, I really changed up the show. I've added more production parts to my podcasts, and I've actually kept it to an hour and 15 minutes too. So there's been a big transitional period going on with my show. But hey, man, when a good brother reaches out and wants to talk some wrestling and shoot the shit, man, you can't say no to that.
Yeah,
What's going on, my man?
nothing, man. You caught me off guard yesterday. You're like, oh, I already recorded it, and I'm like, it's freaking Tuesday night, man. I'm like, what the heck? But no, that's cool, man. I'm glad, like, you got different production going on, and it's good stuff, man. I mean, you're nailing it, dude. Like, I was just like, all right. Then you're like, well, you want to do something special? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. It's like, I think, when's the last time I did a podcast to you guys? Like a month and a half ago.
It was before the new year,
Was it? And I was
probably.
like, yeah, maybe it's time for me to do something. I'm like, I
Yeah,
got some
exactly.
time. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? Like, it's crazy how fast this year's already gone by. Like on Friday, it'll be February 10th already,
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
before you know it, me and you will be hanging out in Orlando and stuff. We'll talk about that later on in the show. We're gonna. This is not. I don't have anything structured wise. This is gonna be more of a casual back and forth catching up conversation with the good brother and talk about wrestling because that's what we love. And I'll also throw in some pop culture stuff in there as well. But before we get going with anything in particular, what's on your mind and what have you been up to recently?
Man, just been working, working and hanging out with friends. That's pretty much it. It's like I've been keeping a low profile too. Like I haven't really been doing much. So, which isn't bad, Sometimes you got to take a step back and just do your own thing. So, but yeah, I've been doing pretty all right. How about
That's
you,
cool.
man? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Been we had a little talk before we went on air, but I won't bring that on here. But besides that, I've been doing really good. I've been keeping on the grind, and I covered the UK Championship tournament a few weeks ago on the network that they had. And I've been really keeping busy with my articles, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the show here, I've been trying to go back to my roots of when I first started doing these shows, of where I was doing a lot of audio production because I actually had a radio format. And Ronnie, you know that because I had you on my radio show before a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun. I like doing it. I like implementing the audio pieces because there's a lot of things in wrestling that go over people's head. They say they're smart fans and they watch the show with in-depth details, but they really don't. They read somebody's tweet, they retweet it, and that's how it is, and that's how their particular feeling is on the storyline without actually paying attention to the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I play those audio clips and back up my points. And besides that, man, you know what? I'm having a good time, man. The the Cruiserweight show has been a lot of fun for me covering it weekly because besides SmackDown Live, I only get to cover tits and ass or Alo wrestling every week, and that could be stressful, especially last week where I have Aaron Rex coming out like Liberace, and it's horrible, man. It's becoming god awful in TNA, but you know what? Like I said, always, like I told you guys in the past, you learn something new with every show you watch, good, bad, or indifferent.
Is it the question is Al wrestling bad or indifferent?
That's a good question. Maybe both.
When you said Al wrestling this morning, I was just like, did they change the name already? Is it officially Al wrestling? Because that's
No, I only brought it up because of the Anthem logo, but
that logo is just awful.
yeah, it's god awful. And you guys may remember this when we did the live reactions to Final Deletion and what was the other one? Um,
Did we do Tag Team Turmoil? I can't remember. I don't think we did.
no, we didn't do Apocalypto. No, it was oh, Delete or Decay. Remember that?
Yeah, those were great, man. We got a lot of views for that too.
Yeah, man, like almost 4,000. Yeah. Wow.
See, I think Matt and Jeff and his whole family are the most entertaining part of TNA, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's like every week I see Bobby Lashley do the same thing. He comes out with his headband. He moves around like a robot. Yeah. And he has the same style matches every week. Like the TNA title picture has been EC3, Eddie Edwards, and Bobby Lashley for 2 years.
God, and then they just hired that dude from UFC. So
Josh Barnett.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, that's supposed to happen sometime next month.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Delightful.
They need to work on their taping abilities because I think they taped up to March, and then they did a live show like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they do like a week's worth of tapings down there, which is surprising.
It's backwards, man. It's just I don't know. I don't know how they can stay afloat like that.
Yeah, I think everybody says it sooner or later the plug needs to be pulled, but hey man, some people just like things to keep running even though when it needs to stop, like American Idol for 15 years. I was gonna ask you this. I know it's been a couple weeks, but you haven't really been on any shows recently, so you haven't had a chance to talk about this. What was your thoughts on the Rumble?
I loved it, man. AJ Styles and John Cena put on another Matt Classic. I don't care what anybody says. I know a couple years ago I would give John Cena so much shit, but the truth is John Cena's a good wrestler, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. And AJ Styles brings out the best of him, and it was great. And the hell else was on the card?
I thought Charlotte and Bayley to start off the show was really good.
It was good. They always put on good matches. I think Monday Night Raw will be a good match for them too. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Usually, Charlotte has the record of always losing the title on Raw, so hopefully Bayley will get the title, or they'll just wait 6 weeks for her to win it at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Man, 6 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be down there before we know it, man.
I know, man.
But yeah, dude, I love the Rumble. It was so good.
And how about Roman and Kevin's no DQ match?
It was good. Kevin Owens brought out the best in Roman Reigns, which again, Roman Reigns is improving, and he's a lot better than people want to give him credit for. And dude, who thought I would ever say that?
Yeah,
he's getting really good, and
brunch
skills are getting better, and good. It's the whole pay-per-view was great. Like I posted on Facebook, people just complain to complain, but the truth is there was really nothing to complain about the Royal Rumble for. But you
know what I took away from the Rumble match, and I think people would have different opinions if Undertaker, Brock, and Goldberg were not advertised to be in the Rumble match, like they just popped up in it. Uh, I feel like this year's Rumble match was more of an indication of how much depth is on the roster for
Yeah.
both shows combined, and that
Mhm.
we didn't need to bring Val Venus for a surprise entrant. I think people got confused with the fact they brought in surprise entrants because there wasn't enough credible people in the Rumble matches for the past couple of years.
Mhm.
So you had the Godfather a few years ago, or DDP. You really didn't need that, and obviously saying that, oh, this is because Nakamura lost the NXT title the night before, that means he's gonna be in a Rumble match.
Mhm.
Let's be realistic.
I think everybody wanted Nakamura, Samoa Joe, or Finn Balor to come back, which
All right,
apparently,
here's the question: would you rather have Joe come out and be tossed over the top rope like AJ was last year, or do what he did the night after?
oh, the night after he left a lasting impression. He pissed off a lot of people. You know, everybody's like, oh, he's dangerous. It's like, no, accidents happen, man.
Hmm.
And let's be honest, Seth Rollins is gonna be ready to go by WrestleMania. I honestly think he was hurt for the Royal Rumble. That's probably why he wasn't in the Rumble. You know, it's just I think they're trying to give him that time frame he needs to heal up, and I think they said he'll be ready to go like the week before Mania.
Hmm.
So that's why they didn't roll it out. I think it's still going to be Triple H versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It's just give him the time he needs to heal.
Yeah, that's true. And it's probably better for him to do it that way. Or at the same time, you could still have him cut promos like from
Yeah.
satellite, like they've done that in the past.
I mean,
Uh,
look at when CM Punk blew out his knee again. Like, he was still on the shows cutting promos with Paul Heyman until he got
yeah,
back.
exactly. Adam told me about this when they were in Pittsburgh and they taped Raw and SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
and he shit on the crowd two different ways.
Yeah, I was there. I remember.
You remember? I remember.
I remember.
Hey, go to my Twitter account at Notorious Josh and get yourself a new Pipe Bomb Member Berries Attitude Era T-shirt. Just to remind everybody, it's time to move on.
Those shirts are great.
Oh man, I that was a creative idea from myself and Matt, and we gotta give props to the people that represent and Matt's friend who designed member berries because especially the one with Kane, like that one was perfect.
Uh,
The old red Kane mask. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, Triple H, man, when he cut his promo last week, man, I don't care what anybody says. You can say he gets what he wants because he's banging the CEO or the chief, whatever the fucker title the name is in the company. Uh, Triple H cut one of the best heel promos I've heard in a while, man. Uh, this dude could be off of television for 9 months and tell a story like it's crazy, man. Like he nailed it, man. It's freaking awesome. Triple H has always been one of my personal favorite wrestlers, and I say this a lot. One of the cool like major matches that I seen in person was him and John Cena at WrestleMania.
mm,
Um, that one that WrestleMania main event's kind of underrated, but that's my point of view because I was there. But that one was a good one. I was gonna ask you this. So we do have about a month left, and everybody's going through. Hey, here's the leak card. Here's the leak card for Mania. Are you really
uh,
buying that shit, bruh? No.
man,
uh,
hey, dude, I ain't buying that shit.
uh, yes or no questions. I'll ask you a couple here. Does Finn Balor show up before WrestleMania? Yes or no?
The night after WrestleMania.
The night after WrestleMania, all right? Well, I
Yeah.
was I was gonna toss an idea out there to have Balor show up in the Raw in Chicago after Fastlane to fight Joe at WrestleMania.
Oh god, can you imagine that match at WrestleMania? That'd be great.
Yes.
Jeez. That's we're already getting a match we don't want at WrestleMania, and it's gonna happen whether we want it to or not. Uh, Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. It's gonna happen. We just have to suck it up and accept it.
Yeah,
But
that's the business move.
it's terrible, and Uh, I think we all saw coming too, which is just ridiculous.
At
uh,
least Goldberg keeps getting genuine pops. So at least people are not
I
saying
know.
go home.
But what was the rundown card? Let's talk about this fake
uh,
card
I
portion of it.
remember off the top of my head because it would be so typical of Meltzer. It's like every year this time of the year, Meltzer comes up with this card. You know what's the funny part about this, especially for somebody like me that's actually part of the media, not the wrestling media, the part of the media. Like just because I say something on this show, or just because Meltzer gives out some matches he thinks on Wrestling Observer Radio, that doesn't mean it's news. Like I look at some of these wrestling websites, and just because Dave Meltzer responds to a fan's question on Twitter doesn't mean it's news. Like I can say this right now. Oh, I think, like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago. Oh, hey, I think it'd be cool if Finn Balor showed up the night after Fastlane and takes on Samoa Joe. I wouldn't expect a Nimrod on WrestleZone saying, "Oh, Josh Lopez said that Finn Balor is going to fight Samoa Joe at WrestleMania." Like,
Yeah.
are we that gullible?
Well, people buy into what Meltzer says. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I get it. He knows his stuff sometimes, but like, he doesn't work for anybody in the WWE. And I guarantee if somebody wasn't giving something, they give him a bunch of bullshit, and then he'd post it. Like, whatever information he has, someone's fucking with him. It's not accurate. Like, stop pretending that you're an accurate journalist when you're not. Like, just
Yeah, exactly. And all right, here we go. I got the card with me. I'm looking at it on my iPhone. Um, for obviously they had a couple obvious ones, Goldberg and Brock. Um, the only other one on here besides Triple H and Seth Rollins that I do see that will happen is Bailey, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte for the Raw Women's title,
I could see that happening.
like a four-way elimination match.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Matt about this last week. I think that would be like one of those old NXT takeover style women's elimination matches.
Yeah,
So
I
I can see that.
yeah I could see something like that happening.
Since I brought it up, I'll just put this out there. I don't know about you, but I'm still not buying that Reigns is fighting Taker at WrestleMania. Now I want to make this clear. I wouldn't have a problem if Roman fights Taker at WrestleMania. I'm a fan of both guys. Ronnie,
Mm-hmm.
you always knew I was the Undertaker guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be fun, but I actually I don't see them fighting each other. I don't. I think Roman will fight Braun, and I do think some way somehow Taker will fight AJ.
What was this thing? Everybody was talking about how AJ Styles was going to fight Shane McMahon at
Oh
WrestleMania.
God,
What
that
even? Where did it even come from?
I don't know. This comes from the same guy that said that Undertaker was going to fight Braun Strowman last year.
And if Jesus, if AJ is going to fight anybody, oh no, jeez, no, jeez, I drew a blank. I'm sorry.
It could be The
If
Miz.
there's going to be any match that anybody wants to see, it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz at WrestleMania because they've
Mm.
been leading up to it for a while. But that's probably not going to happen. But it's just people like make up the dumbest shit, and then people are like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Like, no, it's not. It's not amazing. Stop talking. No, stop talking. What you doing?
Yeah, and like I think it was clear enough in that Survivor Series match when Roman eliminated Shane that was the end of Shane being part of matches. Um, like AJ would have gone after Shane at this point if they were going to fight at Mania, and I don't see that happening. I don't. I just find it interesting that people are still trying to find this conspiracy theory that the WWE is still trying to hold AJ down because he's from TNA. Okay, I get it. He lost to Jericho at WrestleMania. But after
Yeah,
that, you're going to tell me that AJ Styles has been having ass backward booking?
he has it though. He was a freaking WWE champion. Why would anybody say he's getting buried when he held the main title in the WWE. And
You don't go from beating John Cena clean at SummerSlam to fighting Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
no, you don't.
That'd
He's
be
gonna have a good
stupid.
match. He's gonna have a good match at WrestleMania. It's just idiots trying to be idiots, and people just making up shit that doesn't matter. Like, and
Stupid
plus,
idiots.
stupid idiots. Yeah, they're gonna make the list. But like I said, we have 6 weeks until WrestleMania. After this pay per view on Sunday, that's gonna start building for SmackDown's
Yeah.
WrestleMania card, and then in 2 weeks for
Uh,
Fastlane, that's gonna
mhm.
start building for Raw's WrestleMania card. And plus, we're probably gonna see Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania because they already teased that on Monday. So, and we're gonna get, unfortunately, Goldberg and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because that's not gonna be the bathroom break match where I get up and go take a piss. And it's just people just need to stop reading into stuff. And I think at one time I said, just take what you get because
Mhm.
enjoy it, damn it. You know?
There's already enough matches on this show that I think this could be an awesome WrestleMania. Even if there's a
Yeah,
match that you're
it's
not
gonna be an awesome
particularly
WrestleMania.
interested. Um, like I said, I would love. I actually see that Goldberg's being advertised for more shows at the WrestleMania, so it's not a shoo-in that Brock's gonna be the champion going on to
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania. So I think that's a cool thing. I keep saying it on these
Mm-hmm.
shows. I wish Brock Lesnar goes home and stays the fuck home, as far as I'm concerned.
don't,
uh,
don't say that around Rant with Ant because he loves Bill Goldberg. You gotta calm him down a little bit.
no, I said Brock, not Goldberg.
Oh well, no, he loves Goldberg, doesn't he? Anyway,
No, Jason from New Age Insiders loves Goldberg, man.
sorry
It's
guys, I got you
huge.
confused. Please don't hate me. Don't unfollow me on the Twitter machine.
Oh man, but it's interesting. I think, like I've said a couple minutes ago, I think there's a lot of interesting scenarios that can happen at WrestleMania. I was fortunate enough to be at WrestleMania 31, and a lot of people were dogging that show before it even went on air, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's a top 10 WrestleMania!" And when Rollins cashed in his briefcase, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be interesting, and you never know who's gonna pop on these shows. You don't know if you're gonna have another Rock segment on the
Mm-hmm.
show. Like Rock has usually been making appearances on these past couple of WrestleManias.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree that Rock didn't need 30 minutes on last year's show.
No, he did
If
not.
anything, that hurt his cousin Roman Reigns more than anything.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm pretty sure Rock will be there. And then you gotta think about this. I know everybody says yearly is the ladder Intercontinental Championship match, but I think the ladder match is gonna go to the cruiserweights.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Holy crap! Can you imagine?
Yeah, the birds and my dog are going so crazy. They're agreeing with our assessments right now.
They're like, yes, we love the idea. Bark, bark, bark. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Sorry for those. Sorry for that. If you guys get annoyed by that, it's out of my control. The dog's been barking nonstop for 3 days.
We actually edited it into the video. You guys aren't imagining it. It's real.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. No, I'm
It's
kidding.
gonna be huge.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think I personally feel like Charlotte gets hotter as each show goes by.
I agree. I
You
agree.
agree on that?
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
I was watching SmackDown last night, and I actually made this comment to Liz, but I don't think she liked it. Uh, was last night like a boob off between Nikki and Natalia?
Italian.
And I said to her, I'm like, Natalia's boobs look amazing in this segment. Like, they look huge. Like, she didn't say anything back to me, and I was just like, okay, I pissed her off.
Oh, that's great. Oh man, the Talking Smack last night they had Nikki being interviewed, and then Natalia banged her head across the table.
Nice.
It was nasty, bro.
I think that's going to be a good one on Sunday. It'll be all right. They're both really. Not that I'm going to say that Nikki is a good wrestler, but she's improved over the years, and Natalia, she's great. So Natalia will probably carry her, but
Well,
Should be good.
let's talk about the chamber actually. So we have about 7 matches announced already.
Hmm.
Um, let's make some predictions really quick. We got Ziggler or Apollo Cruz.
Isn't
Oh
Kalisto?
yeah,
Yeah.
Kalisto and Cruz against Ziggler.
Oh well, Ziggler's not winning.
I actually think Ziggler does win.
You think he's gonna win somehow? It's who
Yeah.
else? I just the thing about Ziggler, man, is like I can never get behind him because he tries to be Shawn Michaels so much, and I don't know if it's purposely or if he can't find his own way as a character, but it's just like I can't do it because he just tries too hard, you know?
I mean, it's cool that he likes to hit people with chairs now, but I think it's time for him to change his music and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So I do think some way somehow Ziggler will win that match. That doesn't mean Cruz and Kalisto can't get their comeuppance after that. Um, let's see. After that, we got Mickey. You know what's cool about this pay per view, Roddy? Three of the women matches are actually on the show.
That's awesome.
Um, Mickey, my teenage crush, Jade's taking on Becky Lynch.
Hmm.
Who you got?
Mickey James.
I'm gonna go with Mickey too. I thought Mickey was very, very good last night. What
Hmm.
else is new? So
I like
yeah.
her. I like her slow, maniacal promos. Like she takes her time, she spaces out her words, and
Mhm.
Becky was just like really fast and on point. I was like, it was good both ways. Yeah, but Nikki or jeez, why did I say Nikki? Mickey is a freaking legend, man, and she's
Mhm.
gonna get the job done.
You know, Becky's very similar to Dean Ambrose, or whenever they're cutting promos, it's like this.
Mm.
Like I'm trying to catch up, transcribing their promos and stuff. It's hard sometimes.
Let's quickly get to the point of our promo.
And then yell, yeah.
Yeah, people are like,
Oh man. This was announced yesterday as well. Randy Orton versus Luke Harper.
that'll be a good one. I've always liked Luke Harper, but Randy Orton's gonna win this one.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a long one too. I think they'll
Hmm.
get a lot of time in this one too. I'm gonna go with Orton as well. Harper had a big night last night too. Who would thought Luke Harper helps John Cena win?
That here's the thing. I actually stopped watching it at 10:30,
uh,
but I'll probably end up going back and seeing it again.
mhm. Yeah, that was a nice sequence towards the end of the show. Um, let's see what else out there. Yeah, the SmackDown Women's Championship match. They have Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. I think this one might surprise some people.
I think it's gonna be good. I see Naomi winning.
You got Naomi becoming the champion.
Yeah,
All right, not bad. I can see that. I think Alexa Bliss will retain. Um, here's the thing. Like realistically, I don't see that every single title in the company will be defended at WrestleMania. I don't. I don't think you're gonna have a SmackDown Live Tag Team title match or you like. I think some titles are gonna be left off of WrestleMania this year, unless the pre-show is gonna be 3 hours.
hmm. Oh, the pre-show. Tell you right now, man, I am not walking in that building until 7 o'clock. I am not going to sit there from 4 to 11:30 midnight. Like, no, sir, it's not happening.
Well, I'll say this, and this is I did some research about this over the weekend since Super Bowl just came by. If you tell you the amount of time for the pre-shows from Survivor Series, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and the Rumble, they had it was 8 hours in total. The
Mhm.
pre-show for the Super Bowl was 9 hours long that day.
And people sat there for 9 hours too, which is just ridiculous.
Hmm.
Like, who? I don't have. I got sometimes my ADD kicks in, so like I can't sit for 9 hours for anything, dude. I would lose my fucking mind.
Uh, oh God, they're gonna have Flow Rider perform at the show now. Yep, this
At
just came off the
WrestleMania?
top of my head. He's gonna play there. Yep,
Don't
this
say that,
this is
please.
one of the years they're gonna have the concert. Yep, they're gonna have Flow Rider play in Florida. Oh God.
You don't say that. You don't say that. No, but my God. One of my
Well,
friends
that's the
wanted.
moment where Ronnie runs to the the bathrooms.
You're gonna hear somebody scream "fuck," and you're gonna know it's me. There's like somebody wanted little or Lady Gaga to perform at WrestleMania. They're like, oh, she just
Oh
experienced
God.
Super Bowl. She should perform at WrestleMania. First of all, no. It's like
I
no
only say
music
no
at
because I don't
all.
like her music. That's simple.
Yeah, it's like I'm good. I can think of other ways to fill time at WrestleMania. Like you don't need a musical performance. We don't need it. It's like thanks though, appreciate it.
All right, Flow Rider concert or Shaq or Big Show? No, neither's.
Oh God. Oh, I just got a headache. Shacker Big Show. I'd rather have that match than have Flow Rider perform because they're
Okay.
gonna sing "Welcome to my house." Like,
Yeah, I think Big Show and Shaq is gonna be like a short, like 5 to 10 minute attraction type of thing. Like I'm not taking this seriously. It's like one of those dates that they'll put in between like a big grudge match.
mhm. It's gonna happen. It's definitely happening.
I do see Owens and Jericho fighting at WrestleMania though. I do see that happening. I
Mhm.
think everybody agrees on that.
It'll be for the U.S. title. What if by some small chance that Kevin Owens retains the title in 2 weeks? There's some
Hmm.
small chance. What do you think? Is it possible?
Hey, Brock could cost Goldberg the title, just like Goldberg cost Brock the Rumble.
I hope
If you
so.
think about that.
If it happens, oh my God, I would literally lose my shit. Like I'd be like, oh my God, WrestleMania has been saved, and you will literally hear the Hallelujah chorus play over my house. Like, Hallelujah.
Oh man, like when Goldberg and Brock come out, we like need the Decay song, the TNA Decay song to come
Yeah.
on, like the Marilyn Manson theme.
Speak.
And this shit, you freaking old bums.
It's terrible. It's all like, uh, speaking of, and I don't mean to change the subject, I'm gonna change it back.
No, go ahead.
Uh, Decay or insanity is the decay of WWE.
Correct. Hmm.
All right, just as long as we're on the same page about that, because every time I see it, I'm like, so Eric Young's leading a stable in WWE, and I'm like, it's definitely Decay.
Well, the good thing for Sandy is that they don't have to do Monsters Ball matches every other week. Good
Oh my God!
God.
Didn't they have a women's
Crazy
Monster Ball
Steve
match?
and Abyss are freaking nimrods for that.
Yeah.
Like literally, they fought the DCC, whatever they're called, the Eddie Kingston and Bram. They did like a Monsters Ball match last week. Like, like it's come to the point where Abyss is like a drug addict when it comes to thumbtacks.
He's working an indie show next month in Ohio for my friends running a show. So
Mhm.
he's gonna be out there for that. But it's just wasn't there a women's Monsters Ball match at
Yes, there
Genesis or
was.
something?
Rosemary was in it.
I love Rosemary. She's
Yes.
great. But TNA. Anyway, back to the topic of WrestleMania.
I, I would throw this idea out there. I think with the brand split now, you're allowed to do Raw versus SmackDown matches.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, any chance you see AJ versus Sammy?
That'd be nice. They gotta do something with Sammy at
Hmm.
WrestleMania.
Oh, here's another one from the Meltzer list, and I think that's ridiculous, and I don't think it's gonna happen. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice. That match
Absolutely
is
not.
not happening.
That's not happening. If she retires after WrestleMania, she'll probably get a title shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship.
If anything happens, it'll be John Cena versus The Miz at WrestleMania.
and
That's it.
they'll respectfully be in the corners of their boys. It's just Meltzer needs to stop making up shit. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And he left off so many good talented people off that card. Like, where's the tag team matches at WrestleMania? Where's all this other stuff? He's just making up
Yeah,
shit.
where's Corbin at?
Yeah, which Baron Corbin got a big win last night on SmackDown, which good for him.
Hmm.
So Baron Corbin's really good. Uh, Probably the best big man in WWE right now. Would you say?
I think him and Braun are having similar type of successful runs since the roster split. I'll say that
Mm-hmm.
because I think Braun has been killing it on
Mm-hmm.
Raw recently, and good for him, man. It's really cool. Like I went to the Raw in Chicago about a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and like for me, it was really cool to see where like Strowman came out and like destroyed a meaningless tag team match, and then
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, "Thank you, Strowman."
Yeah.
Thank you, Strowman. Uh, yeah. How's there not a match for Corbin? Who is Ziggler gonna fight? You didn't even announce the regular Intercontinental title ladder match. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we know the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is gonna happen.
Yeah. It's just you can't make up a WrestleMania card 5 6 weeks in advance. Like when the time comes, it'll be 3 weeks before WrestleMania, and the entire card will just be booked.
Yep.
And then they can lead toward it. 3 weeks is plenty of time to tell stories leading up to your biggest pay per view of the year. Like, stop pretending to be some big journalist, and because you just look like a goddamn fool.
I don't know about you, but obviously you know this better than I would because you're a part of the business.
Mhm.
We're talking about a form of entertainment where there's literally no right or wrong, and the referee, if like you didn't know anything about the wrestling business, you're like, okay, you see people get upset about something that's not really black or white at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Uh, like when I see people go on Twitter and say that's ass backwards booking, especially from fans or Meltzer. Like I really
Yeah.
I really get a big laugh out of that. And
Yeah.
brother, you know me, I never went to the booking route when it comes to these type of shows.
Mhm.
So what's your thoughts when people say that's ass backwards booking?
What's funny about that is because I did my fair share of booking for a company in West Virginia, and I know how the booking goes, and it's not ass backwards booking. Everything has a purpose. You can't, and especially when fans are like, "Oh, that's ass backward booking." What the fuck do the fans know? Fans don't know anything. The fans' purpose in wrestling is to watch the product, and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. Shut the fuck up and just watch it. Like, it just drives me crazy. And and what drives me crazy about fans when they use wrestling lingo like it's a work and it's a botch and like they use all this shit. I got news for you, man. We never even use that lingo. I think the first 2 years I was in the business, I got taught the lingo. I used it, and then people just stopped using it because it was stupid. Like
Yeah.
it's dumb, man. Like nobody gives a shit about Carney, and if the fans give a shit about Carney, that's just pathetic on their part because it's dumb. Like the fans just need to watch the product and stop bitching and just enjoy it because it's fun to watch. But
Well,
social,
the thing is, Ronnie, the sad part is they're bitching like they're watching the show, but they're really not watching the show. That's my issue.
it's just background noise to people. I think now, dude. Like they'll
Like
put it on.
you're on Twitter most of the time while the shows are going on. You're not paying attention.
No, it's just background noise to these people, and they bitch about it. And they're like, "Oh well, here's what's going on," but I'm not really paying attention to the product. But I figure since I have a voice on social media and I think I'm important, I'm gonna run my fucking mouth like a bunch of assholes.
Exactly.
That's what they do, man. Dude, I hate social media so much. You know that.
Yes, I do.
Like, my God, man. The fact that I
I
still
swear,
have
if I wasn't a broadcaster, I would not be on I would not be on social media.
yeah,
I've learned that over the past couple months that like I don't have to impress anybody, and I there's so many people that like to use you for their own personal gain. It's freaking
Hmm.
ridiculous, and it social media is a freaking fallacy at the end of the day.
Oh, it is, man. If I just wish like social media wasn't a thing. Like I wish Twitter wasn't real. I wish Facebook wasn't real. Because my God, man, people and their opinions is just horrendous. Like just the amount of bitching, and I'm sorry for bringing this up. I apologize in advance. But the amount of bitching about politics on Facebook and Twitter is just ridiculous. The fact that like people don't know what they're talking about, but they're gonna bitch about it anyway, man. Like they're like, oh, Trump's an asshole, Hillary's a bitch, and blah 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 blah. It's like, guys, like, shut the fuck up. People just nonstop bitching, 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 bitching. I can't tell you the one time where like everybody's been even and everybody's like, "Oh, this is fantastic." I've never in my life, in probably the past like 15 years, I've ever seen everybody on the same page.
I just put this. I just responded to somebody on Twitter. I put this on my Twitter account. I said, the term "ass backwards" booking. Hold up, okay, make sure this load up right. Yep, got it. The term "ass backwards" booking is laughable to me. We're talking about something that has a such fuck. I gotta redo that. I'll do that later. Subjective blank canvas. That's what I was meant to say.
Box Twitch brought to you by John.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Bunchmania, Tweetomania.
Freedomania's running well, brother. Oh,
Oh God. Oh, by the way, go back to Mania. Yeah or nay? John Cena, Undertaker. This year or next year?
probably next year. I don't see. I mean, there's still plenty of time to make it happen, but who knows, man? Probably next year. Isn't
Uh,
Cena supposed to take time off? Or is that reported that Cena's taking time off after
I
WrestleMania?
wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the guy's shooting more films more than he has recently.
Yeah. And are we on the same page for Sunday that Bray Wyatt's winning the WWE title?
Yes, I do agree on that. And
Cool.
also, I'm gonna say this. I do think at WrestleMania it'll be Harper, Orton, and Bray for the WWE title.
That'd be great. In all honesty,
I think Harper will be added to that match.
he should be. He has
I
every
know,
right
I,
to be.
I know Randy Light would want it to just be regular him and Bray,
Mhm.
but I see that happening.
I don't think anybody would really complain about it because Luke Harper's a really great wrestler, and they're all great. You put three good guys together, what are you going to get? Gold. So it'll be a great match. I think WrestleMania is going to be fantastic this year, and I think we're going to be privileged to see a good WrestleMania live, man. And if it's not a good WrestleMania live, I'll tell you what. Are you 21 yet? I cannot remember.
I'm 22.
Oh, well, that's good. Uh, if we have a shitty wrestle, we should make a bet, me, you, and Matt. If the WrestleMania card isn't good, and we should like do predictions, and the first person, or the person who has like the most losses, has to buy the first round of beer. Like that needs to be done. We need to figure out some kind of game to play for the WrestleMania weekend.
Mhm.
Like,
As long as the reefers and things that nicotine is not involved, then I'm
no,
all
no,
in.
no, dude. We'll keep this. We'll keep this a clean zone. We'll stick with the beer.
Yeah, let's keep it with the alcohol.
Matt will listen to this later. He's like, nah, bro, wait.
Yeah, I don't need to experiment with the stuff from the '60s. If you know
Don't
what I
worry,
mean.
man. You're in good hands, buddy. It'll be all right.
Oh man, I don't know. There's still a little part of me that's kind of straight edge in a way. Like at least when it comes to drugs, I'm like vehemently against it. Like I'm not gonna begrudge people if they do it, but it's just not for me.
No, dude,
I
it's
can't do
not for a lot of people, man. Like, I'm not gonna be like, how dare you? Like, it's not my style either, man. So you're good.
Um, man, I was gonna ask you this. Oh, your thoughts on Dixie no longer having majority ownership of TNA?
Oh, thank God. Maybe it'll be a step in the right direction.
Hmm.
I mean, if Fight Network is that who owns it? Fight Network out of Canada.
Yeah. Hmm.
Right? If they have control of the company, maybe it's a step in the right direction, and maybe things will get a lot better for TNA. Somebody needs to step up and take the booking seriously and stop with this ridiculous shit. Maybe they can move the product to Canada, like take it out of Universal Studios and move it to Canada and film weekly shows up there live. In
I'm gonna
like,
I'm gonna need you to like pre-record like a 5 minute segment on your phone or something where you like stop with the stupid shit. Like you can do it once a week, and I can put it on my podcast.
that's fun. Whatever you want, man. Like,
It could be about anything too. Even if you want to rip a bad Walking Dead episode, you could do that too.
like stop with the stupid shit already. I say, no, I will, man. I'll record something for you. But dude, like, they can do so much with this stuff now that Dixie doesn't have control over the company, and I feel bad for uh, Jesus, Smashing Pumpkins guy. What the fuck's his name?
Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan. I almost said Baron Corbin. It's
Oh God.
they sound similar.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for him because he got really screwed. But like, since she doesn't have full control anymore, this is their chance to take TNA back to where it was back in the early 2000s when it was pretty damn good. Because I remember when Joe and AJ and Daniels and Kazarian and Elix Skipper, like, they X Division was fantastic. The roster was fantastic. I watched it every week. I thought TNA was straight up competition to WWE. And I would go when they were around here. I'd go to like house shows and stuff like that. And Christ, man, I worked a freaking show as a security guard for TNA once. Like, it was great. But like now, it just went to shit after the whole Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff thing. It died.
I got a question for you. People keep talking about like when CM Punk's gonna come back and all this other nonsense about Punk. For your point of view, and I know you're a Punk fan just as much as I am, are you becoming a little tired of the constant Punk this, Punk that stuff?
I am. I love CM Punk as much as you do, man. And it's like, people just need to let it go because he's not coming back. And if he does, 5 years down the line, he still needs time to chill out and do his own thing. Because he still wants to do not UFC because they're probably not going to let him fight there anymore. But he still wants to do MMA, and he's working for Marvel, and he just did the NHL All-Star Weekend, and like he has all these projects, and he's fine. He can do his own thing, and people still know who he is, and he's still a draw no matter what he does. But if he doesn't wrestle anymore, he doesn't wrestle anymore. Who cares? Like, it's time for these fans. And I'm not dogging on your Chicago people, man, because you're good people. But like, your fans in that arena need to chill the fuck out because you're not getting CM Punk back. He doesn't give a shit. So just stop because he's not coming back anytime soon.
I've said this on the show before. Like, when as much as I enjoy going to the Chicago shows, and I wear my city on my sleeve, and I think our city is way better than the New York crowds, or most of the East Coast crowds. Besides Pittsburgh.
No, we suck. No, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll put Pittsburgh on the list too. But I think Chicago puts the fans, besides the Punk chants, really make the shows really enjoyable. I had a conversation with a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. The fact that Chicago's made in between pay-per-views like Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank and Payback interesting because most of them have been here. We haven't had in the 30 years Chicago's never had a Royal Rumble. The last SummerSlam that was in Chicago, I was 3 months old. So sorry to make everybody feel old. That was 94. Let's see. WrestleMania, obviously the last one was 22. And then Survivor Series was 1989. And Chicago, I feel like we put on the best shows, but I agree with you. As much as I love being at the Rosemont Horizon or Allstate Arena, the fact that the city continues to try to redo the Hijack Raw stuff from 3 years ago. You remember that Raw in Chicago?
I remember.
And you remember? I remember too.
I remember.
Yeah, like it's becoming a little bit too much, man. It's ridiculous. It's like every show is CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. CM Punk's my favorite wrestler besides the Undertaker. I'm not chanting CM Punk at these Chicago shows.
Mm. I think it was fun at first. It was entertaining, and we're like, "Oh, this is great." Fans want Punk back. But then, like, as time went on, we're just like, "Who gives a shit?" You know,
Yeah.
you don't hear people chanting Chris Benoit all the time, dude. No,
Hug. Yeah. Oh man.
people just need to chill out, man. And like your crowd, I think there should be more pay-per-views in Chicago because the fan base in Chicago is passionate, and you guys love the business. You go anywhere else and people are just quiet and they're ignorant, and like it's just bad.
And the cool thing with the shows here, and I've been to shows at MSG before.
Mhm.
Um, the difference here is instead of the ones out in the East Coast or like Brooklyn, for example, that we're not trying to be take away from the show. We're not wasting 40 minutes during an awesome Finn Balor Seth Rollins title match to booing a design over a freaking title. Like the city of Chicago wouldn't do something stupid like that. Um, I'm personally getting tired of always having to be stuck with Extreme Rules and Payback.
Yeah,
I am personally I think it's a slap in the face in the city. Everybody here wants to rumble, but hey, here we go again. People's expectations are going to be too high because Punk's not going to be coming in the rumble match,
yeah.
and I
Well,
I highly doubt it that WrestleMania is going to go at the Jimmy Neutron ship in the lakefront. That piece of trash planet ship known as Soldier Field, the worst football stadium ever.
when do you think that's gonna happen? A couple years?
I highly doubt it.
I want them to do a WrestleMania at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, but can
Oh, the ketchup and mustard stadium.
but can you imagine though? You have the Pittsburgh backdrop in the background
Yeah,
as
I
WrestleMania
don't get it.
begins.
Like, what's with the mountains out there?
We don't have. Well, yeah, we do have a lot of mountains out here. See, I can't even justify that. I'm like, oh, it's not bad.
It's just random to me. I see some pictures of Pittsburgh and it looks nice, but
Mhm.
I don't get where the the mountains come from. The East Coast. Is there is there
It's
high
just
altitude out there?
not really, man. I think when you go further up north, it's worse, like toward like the Poconos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But like, we don't have too many. Well, yeah, we do, but like, I can't even. Like I said, I can't even justify it. Like, Pittsburgh is nice though, man. It's weird city, but it's my city, and I love it. But there's probably a reason why I spend so much time in Orlando every other year. But I love it, man. I grew up here. This is my baby. It's my home away from home.
How
Uh,
about the how about the pattern that's been going on recently, where it's like we'll have WrestleMania in the East Coast, the West Coast, and then the South. Midwest, you can go screw yourself.
well, I think they're worried about the weather being so shitty. I
Oh,
think that's what
boo
they're.
hoo! Go to the freaking Colt Stadium. It's a freaking dome. You're
Well,
not
no,
gonna get
yeah, you can.
snowed on in Indy.
I mean, you can do it in the dome, dude. It's just like when they did it in New York, like it was raining and snowing
You
when
tell
we were.
me that you can't have WrestleMania in Minnesota with that new stadium they got? It's freaking huge.
I mean, I heard Minnesota's nice. I would probably
The
travel to
people
Minnesota.
out there are not nice, but I'm speaking that from personal experience. But
But I
oh
think
man,
after, because I'm gonna go to New Orleans next year, because I've never been to New Orleans and I regretted not going a couple years ago. But like they need to, because I feel like they're gonna go back to California after the year after that. But like I think they need to do something like in Chicago or like you said Minnesota or Philadelphia or not Philadelphia. Philadelphia is fucking awful. I'm not saying that because I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm just saying Philadelphia is awful. Um, don't tell Matt I said that because he'll get he'll be like, God damn it, Ronnie, what the fuck?
I don't get how the Rumble is automatically back in Philly after that Rumble a few years ago. Like
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I mean, I'm gonna go because it's 5 hours away from me. But it's like, thanks guys. I can just drive there in like 5 hours. And it's not a big deal. But just jump on the turnpike and hey, what up, Philly? But Jesus, man, like they know what fan bases are good and they know what fan bases are garbage, and you don't need to go back to Philly. You just
Yeah, go to
don't
Philly
need
so
to.
we could whine and moan about ass backward booking in a Rumble match again.
And
You
then
know,
I could
because it
tell
worked
them
the first time.
it's ass backward booking. Shut up. And Jesus. And like, and I'll go there and I'll wear a penguin hat. They'll be like, "Hey, we beat you guys." I'm like, "Hey, 1974, huh? Is that the last time you guys won a Stanley Cup? Shut the fuck up."
You
Like,
know what's interesting about the Chamber, and I see some people are like, "Oh, SmackDown didn't have enough time to build for the Chamber pay-per-view." If you think about it, after TLC, they really did have enough time
yeah.
to do it because they had all the stuff going into the beginning of the new year where John Cena became the champion and he came back. You had the stuff building still between Miz and Brian, and then he put
Mm-hmm.
him in there. You had the stuff with the Wyatts
Mm-hmm.
turning on each other. That was going in there before the Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey James coming back. That was before as well. So if you really think about it, for SmackDown, they get about 5 to 7 weeks of builds after these major like co-branded shows.
Mm-hmm. They had plenty
That's
of time.
crazy.
Well, I think everybody. Well, from what I saw, people call the Royal Rumble Monday Night Raw presents the Royal Rumble because most of the card
What?
was Monday Night Raw. But like at the same time, like here's a shit. You know, this SmackDown pay per view is stacked. If you look at Sunday's card, it looks amazing, and it's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be phenomenal,
It is. It's gonna be, dare I say, wonderful.
delightful. Shout out to the obsolete mule, brother Carter, as well at Derico06, that rap bastard. um, Before we head out here, I gotta get you talking about Negan and talk about how Deadpool was snubbed again from any consideration for Oscar awards.
That's gonna be a rant.
Go
uh,
ahead, man. The floor is yours.
all right, Walking Dead on Sunday comes back. Uh, Basically, it's going to be the beginning of the All Out War storyline. Everybody's going to come together and they're going to take on the Saviors. This there's like what, like 6 episodes left in the season, something like that. Six break six, and it's just going to be leading up to the beginning of All Out War, and then next season is going to be All Out War. But it's going to be fantastic. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is doing a great job as Negan. I thought the season's been fantastic. I don't know why everybody's bitching, but you know that's the internet. You got to bitch about something.
Mm-hmm.
But and then they are not cutting back on gore, despite what some people said about it. As you know, some adults are like, "Oh, my children watch a show." First of all, you're a pretty shitty fucking parent if you're letting your kid watch a show about zombies and gore and violence. Okay, this ain't the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Okay, this is a straight up show about violence, gore, zombies, all that shit. And it's they're sticking with the roots. You know, even I have to admit, I was a little stressed out after the whole Negan bashing in Abraham and Glenn's brains. It took me about a week to get over it because it was crazy, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was so detailed and like the brain matter still in the baseball bat hanging off, and it was great. But the season's fantastic, and I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's gonna be around for a while, and it's gonna be great. People just need to just take it all in. They need to drink it in, man.
Drink it in, man. You know, it's interesting. I saw you rip a couple of the episodes on Facebook.
Oh, that one with what's her face when she found that city by the lake.
Oh,
That was terrible. Nobody asked for a Terra episode. Like nobody. If like, hey, what are we gonna watch this week? Oh, it's an episode about Terra. You know,
that was terrible.
It was bad. That was the only bad episode of the season. And
Mhm.
I'm not taking anything from the actress because she's amazing, but it was bad. Like nobody asked for it. Uh,
Quick
but
question: Who deserves Negan type of treatment? Who no,
in
who needs to have a meeting with Lucille?
in in what context? Like on
In anything, life, wrestling, what? Who needs to meet Lucille?
oh god. Oh god. let me pull up let me pull up my list of victims.
Let me pull out my shit list.
There's a lot of people, man. I don't want to really say, but there's a list of people who deserve the Negan treatment. Uh, that yeah, we'll just leave it at that, I guess. And
All right,
as far as Deadpool is concerned, man, that movie should be getting an Oscar for best movie of the year. I don't care what anybody
it
says.
was awesome, man.
It was, and they needed to. What was it nominated for? What was the only thing that they gave them for
Like
nomination wise?
something visual editing or something like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
He should have got like best comedy of the year or like best picture of the year or
Yep.
best acting of a comic book character from a sarcastic prick like Ryan Reynolds of the year or like
Just a category for himself.
yeah like it was fantastic. I have seen that movie. I actually watched it the other day. I watched that movie like 50 times. I think
The,
I've watched Deadpool more times than I've watched Fight Club, and Fight Club is my favorite movie of all time. And
nice.
it's just great. The
Uh,
music, goddamn
the
90s kid.
the girl, the love interest, Marina Baccarin, I think is her name, the actress. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's become probably my new celebrity crush, man. Holy fuck, man.
Oh yeah, she's sexy, dude. It's just a shame that they didn't get more nominations than they should have. But you know, the Oscars have been snubbing Leonardo DiCaprio for years, so you can't really get mad at them. Especially like, finally, it only took him getting fucked by a bear to get an Oscar. So like, Ryan Reynolds can't really bitch about it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio gets the Heidenreich treatment with "Last of the Mohicans" music in the background. Oh god, The Revenant sucked.
And,
That may be the most boring movie I've seen in my entire life.
but they had to give it to him, man. Like he was due. You know, it's just when you snub somebody for so long, they're like, well, the movie might suck, but
Hey,
hey,
Michael Cole didn't get his Slammy Award for Heidenreich.
that's a shame. Oh man, I
Oh
remember that too. I had to
god.
think about that for a second. I'm like, oh wait.
Oh god. So we got the chamber coming up on Sunday. I think the chamber match in itself is gonna be awesome as always. Especially with those guys in there, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it. Um, I'm really looking forward to the show on Sunday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think that I think Fastlane's gonna surprise some people too, actually, because I have a feeling Nia's gonna cost Bailey the title match on Raw
Mhm.
on Monday in Vegas. Oh, by the way, I think they should have Raw Roulette on Monday. If
That'd be
you're
cool.
having a festival of friendship between Jericho and Owens, you could have Raw Roulette.
Festival of Friendship. No, I agree.
How
It,
about that with Joe though?
oh,
Joe, Joe beating Roman Reigns.
yeah, dude, Joe's great, man. I'm so happy that he's on the main roster. It's taking a while to sink in, just like when AJ got to the WWE, and that had to
Yeah,
sink in for a couple weeks. But I'm just like, whoa, Joe's on the main roster finally. This is awesome.
there's a new drinking game when it comes to podcasting. Take a shot every time somebody says the main roster on a wrestling podcast.
I'm 3 drinks in already.
Oh man, like seriously, like there's a lot of insider terms you were talking about earlier that they
Mhm.
use on these podcasts. You could take a shot and you'll probably be in the hospital by the time the show ends.
Maybe suctioning my stomach out when it's all said and done.
Oh man, are you like the principal walking down the highway and you see a kid act up? You just put a check mark.
Shake my head as I as I look at the kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me, man. I am like, I'm like the Bill Lumberg of podcasting. You know, like, if you cannot use that terminology, that'd be great. Thanks.
Can you not be a stupid fucking idiot?
Can we officially like dub me as the Bill Lumberg of podcasting?
Yes, that is official. You gotta put that on your Twitter bio.
All right.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, hi. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and not say that shit on your show. That'd be great. Thanks.
Because you don't know you're making an ass out of yourself. Oh God, man. Before we head out here, man, tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and what other plans do you have for WrestleMania weekend?
Uh, you guys can follow me on Twitter. I have a new Twitter handle, or I changed it. It's at Starks SCS on Twitter. SCS stands for Steel City Savior.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm so fucking creative. But yeah, WrestleMania weekend. I may or may not be going to the Hall of Fame because I want to see Kurt Angle get inducted. Because hometown boy, you got to support. Because yeah. But,
how about the Angle and the Express that rocks and rolls are in the Hall of Fame?
That's fantastic. I went to the Hall of Fame in New York to see Bruno Sammartino get inducted. Might as well see Kurt Angle, right?
That's cool. Mm-hmm. You went to 29?
I did. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been to New York in a while, man.
I don't want to talk bad about New York, but it's a shithole.
It is a shithole. Yeah, walk with rats and major walkways and snotty people with their stupid accents like they're from Italy.
It's that, and there's people who don't want to get jobs, so they try to sell their shit on the side of the road. And they bug the shit out of you.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm like, don't talk to me, bro. And then like everybody has some kind of scam to get you. But anyway, we can't talk about New York right now. we've already drugged this show on. But Saturday NXT, Sunday WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw. We might go to. I think SmackDown's the same building on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
All right, I think we're going to Down Smack, and then Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be Park days, and then we're leaving Friday.
So you're going like a full week,
brother. It's Orlando. It's my second home. Yeah, I gotta go. You know,
you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah. That's what's up. I mean, for me, last time I went to San Jose was more of a business trip, and it was actually the first time I left Chicago without like a chaperone or anything. And it's kind of cool, like adult moment here for me because this year's WrestleMania is the first time I'm paying for the trip on my own. Yeah. Without like parents' help, so a little badge in the honor on that end. But
great time, man. It's gonna be fantastic.
Brother Ronnie, thank you so much for coming on the show again, my man. It's a lot of fun. We got to do this more often.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thanks for letting it happen today, man. It's always fun bullshit with you, dude.
Absolutely. For those that want to follow me on the Soch, you can follow me on Twitter at Notorious Joshie. That's Joshie. Notorious is not in dedication to Conor McGregor because he needs to go home and stay the fuck home. Ronnie knows why I use Notorious. And besides that, you guys can check out the Josh Silver's Wrestling Podcast. We did episode 41 yesterday. Last week we reached over my 200th wrestling style podcast in the last 4 years. So the grind continues, and you can check out my court stenography pieces in the world of professional wrestling on WrestleZone.com. And besides that, that's pretty much it. Oh, also don't forget the Pipe Bomb with McCool & Company on Fridays. So that's important as well. Shout out to the good brother Adam Daly. Shout out to brother Carter. Shout out to Mitchell McMule. Shout out to Liz. And shout out to everybody from that are good pizza with us. And the rest of y'all are stupid idiots. We're out.